Yes, and we are back. Jesus, a lot of stories about the association today. Well, like I said, in free agency, everything is on the table. And when guys go places, it's kind of like, oh, okay, you got to turn around and look at where your best hand is. So, shout out to us for reading through all the everything. Hey, yo. Plus, really, give a round of applause and a shout out to we got RC533 exclamation point. They are the newest subscriber to the channel, so shout out to you, sir. Thanks for rocking with us. We went ahead and talked about Kevin Durant tired of the liars on TV. He can only be talking about two people, well, two stations and two individuals, Skip and Stephen A. So deal with that. Then we talked about Bronny James being who we thought he was in the Summer League. And then we just covered DeMar DeRozan, what he means to the Sacramento Kings, and also where the Chicago Bulls sit in all of this trash. Now we're going to go ahead and do a story. Now, me and my brother, this is a little bit of backstory, because there was two people that I was on record saying the Lakers needed to, number one, they needed to retain. They needed to retain Taurean Prince, and then they needed to get Miles Bridges out of free agency. And Miles Bridges turned them down to stay in Charlotte. And now we find out that Taurean Prince has left. But where did he go? So this comes out of basketballsphere.com and Bigdan Vasilic. You see how far I go for you guys to bring you the sports news you come to love and cherish? Who else is going to comb the dark web to get you those exclusives? I put everything on the line. My VPN, other countries, shady individuals, hooked up with the Jokic hooligans. Yes, punch calls. And we got you this. Where punch goes. I'm just joking. I'm sure he's a nice person. I'm sure those people are very nice. And I'm not going to bury the lead, but the Lakers have lost an asset to me in Taurean Prince. And he had offense when Hachimura, his would stall out. And then when Reeves, everybody got the memo on Reeves, stay home, because he's going to drive, he's going to dribble and penetrate in the lane, and then he'll kick it at the last minute to find either a cutting LeBron James, or he'll find somebody out on the perimeter. But if you stay home and you force him to his left and cut him off, then he's pretty much ineffective. So when all of those things would happen, they would lean on Taurean Prince, and he would come through and he would actually give the Lakers that little bit of hope and break spells where they wouldn't score anything. And this is somebody who's actively watching the games. This isn't somebody who's sitting here looking at stat lines. I would sit there and I would watch certain teams go on a run, and the Lakers would be in a rut for 2 to 3 minutes. And then guys like Taurean Prince would come off the bench, and then he would break that rhythm and break that up. Now, Prince started 49 games for those guys. And when he seen the James family come to town and he's not, quote unquote, in the clique, he got out of there fast. And we'll tell you where he went and why it's so eye-popping when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Yes, Lupe Fiasco Samurai in stores now. Cop it where you legally get music at Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. Lupe Fiasco, Samurai. I love the entitled track in Samurai. Then there's Mumble Rap, Cake, Number One Headband. I like the flow, I like the cadences, the patterns, the beats. I'm into this project a lot. And if you're into hip hop and not rap music, you just want to listen and vibe out on a bar battle, then pretty much Lupe Fiasco is going to be a great buy for you this month, in an album that we don't get paid to endorse. We just think it's dope and we want to see you enjoy good music. That's us. But back to the piece. This 8-time journeyman signed with the Bucks, and he didn't look back. Now, Delon Wright, he's 32 years old, 1-year deal, and he split time between the Wizards and the Heat as a defensive presence. So you see where the Bucks are headed. And Darvin Hamm also went back to the Bucks. He turned down working with Mike Budenholzer in Phoenix to turn around and work under Doc Rivers in Milwaukee. Now, the Lakers hired Darvin Hamm because they were going to try and make a play for Giannis. Because of Hamm's relationship with Giannis Antetokounmpo, they were hoping that that would be cultivated in Giannis coming to LA. The Giannis loves Milwaukee. He's not going to leave Milwaukee. Why would he? Everybody doesn't have to help LeBron James. And if you're this king and this is your coronation, that you're the greatest of this, that, and the third, and you're the GOAT, why do you need this much help? All the time. Why do you need the best? Every time, all the time. You need to have the best. That's a recipe for disaster. And I'm not mad at these moves. It's sneaky under the radar because you got depth on the roster. Now the Bucks, they were 49-33 last year. The Bucks ranked 19th in defense. So them picking up the pieces to have bodies in the paint and on the wings, that's a smart move. Never gonna hate on that. And I think the most misleading stat in the Bucks being number one offensively through the first 46 games, the reason I point that out is that was before Doc Rivers. That was all Adrian Griffin. Doc was the account for the back half of the season. The Bucks, they don't have any picks in 2025, and they traded the 2027 and 2029 first round selection. Other teams have the right to swap first round picks with them in 2026, 2028, and 2030. So in these sign and trade deals, they've given up their future for an all-in, we got to win right now mentality. Free agency is the only way the Bucks have anything coming to them in the next 5 years. And if I'm a Bucks fan, that is very, very scary because you don't know what you're going to get in free agency. And some of these guys are free agents for a reason. We'll close this out when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Yes, BK, have it your way, because you rule. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Burger King. BK, have it your way, because you rule. So when we last left off in this piece, we were talking about the Bucks, and for the next 5 years, that market really gets sketchy for them because they don't have any picks. They don't have any picks coming up. And these other teams that they have the rights to swap first round picks with them in 2026, 2028, and 2030. And like I said, it just looks bleak Also, if you're out of picks, it would have you. If you're out of picks and you're swapping people with the Bucks, you're pretty much unloading contracts. That's why I said it was very sketch that you would be in a situation like that. But look at the coaching staff for a second. Doc Rivers, and this is the front of the bench. Doc Rivers is in the front of the bench, so is Greg Buckner and Darvin Hamm. Jason Love, he's a new hire. Spencer Rivers, Doc's boy. What? Yes, he got his son a coaching gig. And I know everybody's all up in their panties about Bronny. But he put his son on the coaching staff. Oh my goodness. These are the people in the back of the bench. And these, like I said, David Joger, Rex Kalmanian, Pete Dominguez, Adrian Griffin holdover, Joe Putri, and the immortal Finn Baker. The immortal. he's like Hulk Hogan out there. And like I said, these guys are sitting in the back of the bench. Those are his deep benches of coaches. Now, I bet anybody dollars to donuts, nobody heard of Spencer Rivers. And why y'all bitching and crying all about Bronny James, Doc done slipped his boy in the back door unnoticed. Nice try, Doc, but I caught you. So let me know, if you're a Bucks fan, how does this turn out? Also, did Darvin Hamm get his revenge in taking a crucial piece that the Lakers needed? I think so. We got more